Coffee drinkers today want to enjoy their coffee while keeping their carbon footprint low. To support the circular economy and to meet their customers' needs, Best Run Coffee Company must act quickly and leverage eco-friendly materials. But with low visibility and fragmented processes, they don't know where to start. Rise with SAP gives Best Run Coffee Company the tools they need to execute an efficient product launch that reduces their footprint and leaves their customers satisfied. Assess feedback, analyze sustainability, design product, manage logistics, source bottles, eliminate waste, confirm orders, and execute delivery. With simple, seamless processes, consumer product companies like Best Run Coffee gain real-time inventory and supply chain management, networked supply chain, up and downstream traceability, improved customer satisfaction, and intra-company optimization of demand planning. In the past, Best Run Coffee's product manager couldn't deliver customer insights efficiently because collecting feedback was time-consuming and manual. However, with SAP Experience Management, he analyzes consumer sentiments in real time. He sees consumer sentiment shows a desire to have a recyclable coffee bottle. Overlaying this information with the latest financial results, extended producer responsibility, and packaging information, the innovation team sees the business benefits of this new idea. Reviewing the EPR fees on existing packaging, he decides to request a more sustainable material. The latest financial results indicate a decrease in sales during the last couple of months, especially for the non-eco-friendly and the chilled coffee bottles categories. Aligning the financial results with the consumer sentiments helps the product manager identify the channel, categories, and segment where Best Run Coffee can invest in marketing activities to inform their customers about the new product launch and change their perception. The marketing team analyzes the market potential of the relaunch of their chilled coffee line. The market analysis shows a definite market for a more sustainable coffee bottle. Next, Alan, the sustainability officer, gets to work. In the past, he couldn't simulate impact of the product offering on sustainability KPIs. But with SAP, he can now evaluate the true cost of a recyclable bottle, establishing positive correlations in several areas such as carbon footprint, long-term impact on resource usage, and consumer reception. The product design expert used to deal with fragmented research and development, resulting in inefficient product design. But with SAP, the product design team collaboratively creates a new recyclable coffee bottle and determines the right material with input from suppliers. With the materials sourced, the supply chain officer takes charge. In the past, her team has faced limited track and trace, supplier collaboration, and compliance across the farm-to-table value chain. With SAP, everything's at their fingertips. She shares the forecast of the components with various suppliers through the SAP Business Network to ensure they'll deliver the expected quantities on the expected dates. When the planner receives an alert about a shortage from a supplier, he adjusts. After analyzing the impact of the shortage across the supply chain, he runs the optimizer to come up with a feasible plan. Seeing that another supplier from the same component undercommitted, he asks them to increase production. The optimizer enables cost-based planning, so the supply chain officer can see that by following this plan, there will be no revenue loss. Next, she traces the origination and sourcing of the plastic to ensure the bottles are sustainably sourced, both in terms of labor and raw materials. She sees how the plastic from the bottle was picked and traces back to the original collector, including volumes and payments. She can also survey the collector to find out more about them, their families, and track any relevant social metrics. For example, are they being paid a fair wage? And do they have access to healthcare and education? She's checking plastic now, but she could just as easily assess the cocoa and coffee beans used in their mochas. The supply chain officer can now track and trace materials, while driving sustainable plans that meet demand. For years, the procurement manager was unable to aggregate the demands across channels, leading to missed opportunities for sourcing savings. But SAP helps him consolidate requirements across all subsidiaries and procure recyclable bottles centrally. First, he receives the forecast from the supply chain officer, plus commitments from both the supplier and the production manager. The production of the new chilled coffee bottles can start. The supplier uses Ariba supply chain collaboration to review the forecast for Best Run Coffee. They quickly confirm the quantities they can commit and send the data back to Best Run Coffee. Before SAP, lack of analysis of slow or non-moving materials led to unoptimized inventory for the inventory supervisor, not to mention poor visibility into the storage and handling of new products. Now, he can ask trade marketing to create trade promotions for a special offer on all excess inventory of the non-recycled plastic coffee bottles. Then, when the new coffee bottles are delivered, he confirms it by creating the goods receipt. Furthermore, he stores the new bottles at the appropriate temperature using prescribed methods. Next up, sales, where there used to be no real-time way to prioritize and allocate products for key customers. Now, with SAP, the sales manager both checks the product allocations in real time and confirms the orders for delivery to their key customers, improving customer satisfaction. Finally, the transportation manager, previously unable to optimize delivery routes for goods due to inefficient returns logistics, uses SAP to drive on-time, temperature-controlled coffee delivery. Through effective transport planning and execution, she improves route efficiency, thereby reducing delivery times. The direct store delivery route is central to the order-to-cash process and is critical to consumer products companies around the world. With SAP Direct Distribution, the transportation manager delivers high volumes of anything from bottled drinks to ground beans, from any source to any customer, with optimal routing and end-to-end traceability. Consumer product companies like Best Run Coffee gain real-time inventory and supply chain management, networked supply chain, up and downstream traceability, improved customer satisfaction, and intra-company optimization of demand planning. Deliver products quickly, efficiently, sustainably with SAP.